Welcome back to the channel, guys. If this is your first time watching, thanks for stopping by. I am Pokehunter Jeff. I've got two sets to talk to you about today, and that is Black Bolt and White Flare. I think both of these sets are flying under the radar right now. I think that in an era where Pokemon is printing a ton of cards, these two sets might be bordering on what I would consider short printed, at least for this era. I'm not seeing a ton of supply on the market. I know we had heavy hitters boxes drop at Costco. I just don't think it's enough. Sure, maybe that introduced a bit more supply, but it's just, these packs are relatively cheap compared to a lot of other sets in S&V. They're getting ripped like crazy. Look at what's on my screen right now. We've got $3, $4, $5 illustration rares for every single Generation 5 Pokemon. They haven't done that for another generation. 151 was great, but it still doesn't come close to this. At least not this level of, illustration rares for every single Pokemon. Gen 5 may not be for everyone. I understand it's kind of that tweener generation. Not everyone played the games. It's not everyone's favorite. I love Generation 5. I did play the games. I think that the designs of these Pokemon are really cool. But what really stands out to me about these two sets is that you have an IR rarity for at least for every single Pokemon. And if you look at this list here, these are a lot of Pokemon that, in my opinion, I don't think we're going to get much better art than what we're getting right here. At least not for a really long time. You might get a couple here and there that will, see some really cool artworks down the line, but it's going to be few and far between. In my opinion, they're not going to come out with an SIR Swanna. I just don't see it. And look at this card. This is just a beautiful artwork of a Pokemon that, not everyone talks about. But that is the story with Black Bolt and White Flare. It's not talked about as much. It's not your destined rivals. It's not your prismatic evolutions. But look at these artworks. They're beautiful art by great artists, extremely undervalued cards that probably won't see much better artwork than this for a long time. I think you could do a lot worse than to pick up a few of these cards at least. Some of them are extremely cheap. Even as you start getting into the higher range, the SIRs for Reshiram, and let's jump over to Black Bolt. Great IRs. Let's go all the way to Zekrom. These two cards, in my opinion, are so undervalued right now. I get that this one is $200. That's fine. But it's basically never been this cheap before. It dropped down to $195 for a second, and people stepped right in and bought up the supply. Now it's back to $200. I think $200 is probably the floor for this. That's my opinion. If we jump over to the Reshiram, I think this is also a fantastic art. Really cool style. I think people are sleeping on it. $150. Again, pretty much the cheapest it's ever been. I don't see it getting cheaper. I think you could do a lot worse than to pick up these cards. If you've got the budget for it, get the Reshiram, get the Zekrom. If you're on a tighter budget, go for a few of those more popular Gen 5 IRs. Even some of the ones that aren't as popular. I just don't think we're going to get much better artwork than those. Those are my picks. If you agree, great. If you disagree, let's hear it. Put it in the comments. I want to have a conversation about it. I want to understand why. And these are just my opinions, but based on what I'm seeing for supply, it's just really hard to come by Black Bolt and White Flare right now. I think if you can pick up some sealed, an ETB, a bundle, a couple bundles, or if you just want the artworks and some singles, I think it's kind of the move right now. But that's all I've got for you guys today. Pretty short and sweet. These two sets, very slept on right now, and I think they're pretty much at the bottom for most of these singles. So guys, if you want to chase 10s and track trends and build a Pokemon collection with true intention, I hope you guys like, comment, subscribe. I'll be coming out with a lot more videos of this. This channel is just getting started. We've got a lot more data to cover, a lot more market information to cover. Looking forward to it. Peace.